excelsis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Tuesdays with Tommy, the second one. So how are you doing? Please bear with me. I'm still trying to get used to this thing, doing by myself and whatnot. So today we are going to talk about the Battle of Lepanto, among a few other small things. But I'm going to start out like I usually do with loading my pipe. And I got a new pipe today. Came in the mail from the Catholic Pipe Company, of course. I don't know if anybody can see. That is Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen there on the pipe. Venerable Fulton Sheen, pray for us. So I'm going to be trying this out, actually loading it for the first time. And today we're going to go with the Duke Albert. That's a match blend from Sutliff, and as the name would suggest, it's a match blend of Duke Albert, the one, you have, or I'm sorry, Prince Albert. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Everybody knows that one. It's I can't tell the difference between the two, to be honest with you. So, we want the comments. Oh, Stacks, welcome, Stacks. Hello. Just get my pipe loaded here. Give me a minute. I normally do this beforehand in other shows, but I've made this part of the show here. So it is what it is. Oh, come on. All right, that should be enough. All right. Move that over there. Pipe tool. There's the one I usually use. Sorry about this, gentlemen. Don't tell me what to do, woman. I'm loading my pipe. People are showing up and settling in. Oh, I don't know. Help if I showed that, huh? Now you guys know why I'm yelling at my wife. So that's loaded up. So I'm going to be smoking this new pipe today from the Catholic Pipe Company. If you guys smoke a pipe or don't, but you like other things, you can check them out. They sell pocket watches and lighters and charcuterie boards and pipes. But I highly recommend you check out the Catholic Pipe Company if you smoke a pipe. This thing is gorgeous. It just feels so good. It is a top quality pipe. This is by far the nicest pipe I own at this point. So, let's see how she smokes. Smokes just as good as it looks. Man, that's a really good pipe. This tobacco is not bad either for as cheap as Sutliff charges for their bulk tobacco. This is really, really good. Decent everyday smoke. In fact, mostly what I have back there is this and the Mark Twain note, the Blend 150 from Sutliff, because they're just really, really good everyday smokes. Real mellow, just very satisfying, good flavor. Love everything about them. Really like the way this pipe feels. This is next level, definitely. Yeah, big shout out to Catholic Pipe Company. This thing's amazing. So I got the pipe here. I'm drinking today. We're drinking Jim Beam Peach because I don't like regular bourbon, but I'll drink their flavored stuff. I guess I'm a woman in that way. Whatever. So yeah, I hope everybody's been praying for the Pope. I know this is something everybody's aware of at this point, even if you're not Catholic. The Pope is very sick. Rumor is that he's doing a little better today, but he can't really. If history's taught us anything about what comes out of the Vatican when a Pope is sick, is very little good information. So I honestly have no idea how he's doing, but I continue to pray for the Pope. We wish him recovery. We wish for his health. And if it is his time, we hope that he goes peacefully and in the Lord's arms. So yeah. So everybody, make sure you pray for the Pope. And actually, I think what I'm going to do before I start here, because if people don't know, the Battle of Lepanto is also the feast day of the Holy Rosary. What was it? Yeah, it's Our Lady of Success, but then they changed it to Our Lady of the Rosary feast day because part of the victory is attributed to all Catholics praying the Rosary before and during this battle. So since this is Our Lady of the Rosary, Our Lady of Good Success, I figure I would start us off with a Hail Mary. Excuse me. So, real quick, Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum. Benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Jesus. Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. So, all right. So let's kind of get into this. This is, one of the what we call a battle. It's a victory for the Catholic faith as a whole. Is kind of how I'll word that. Yes, sweetie. Feast of the Holy Rosary is 10/7. Used to be Feast of Our Lady of Good Success or Our Lady of Success. Was what Pius V named it, and then was later renamed. But either way, same feast, same principle, same thing. But yes, this is definitely a Catholic victory. So in October 7th, 1571, in the Mediterranean, near the Gulf of Patras in Greece, the Holy League, a coalition of Catholic nations, united under the cross, forced a formidable foe, the Ottoman Empire. This wasn't just a clash of ships, it was a spiritual triumph. A moment when God's hand guided his church through storm and sword, led by the valiant Don John, an Austrian, of Austria, and blessed by the prayers of Pope Pius V, Lepanto stands as a beacon of divine providence. For us Catholics, it's sacred story, Our Lady's intercession, the power of the Rosary, and the courage of the faithful. So that's just kind of a little background on what's going on here. But this is definitely a holy war between the Mohammedans, the Ottoman Empire, and I guess it'd be the Papal States at that time. Because you had Spain, the Papal States. I can't remember who else was in the Holy League at that point, but and you also need to remember. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a lot here, guys, but this is I have some stuff in front of me here, but I'm just kind of winging it. It's been a long day, long week, and I'm a little ill prepared, but I'm trying to wing it the best I can to not sit here and read directly off the paper. But mm. So this is a time in Catholic history where you're not only fighting off the Muslims still, that you've been fighting for 800 years now at this point, but you're also now fighting against the Protestants. Protestant states are trying to seize ground from the Catholic Church by any means necessary, including war. So you've already got the Catholic Church kind of involved in little skirmishes with the Protestant states. And now you've got the Ottoman Empire coming in again. If you remember last week, we talked about the Battle of Malta, which was, 17 years or so earlier. That was the first time that the Ottoman Empire really tried to get a foothold into Europe. Was with Malta. So now you've got 17 years later, they're coming back with even, bigger ships and better ships and more people to Lepanto in Greece, trying to get a foothold there so that they can then launch siege into Italy and the Papal States. All right, so it's hard to do a talk like this when you're smoking a pipe, but you guys will just have to deal with it because I'm not going to stop smoking my pipe. But yeah, such a good pipe. Where was I? Okay, so yes, so now this is the second attempt we're talking about of the Ottoman Empire really trying to take over Christendom is really what's going on here. So to grasp what's going on here and the meaning, we need to see how shadows creeping across the 16th century. The Ottoman Empire, a mighty Muslim power, had been rising for a century, or over a century now. They'd swept through the Balkans, North Africa, even threatened the gates of Vienna. Their fleets ruled the Eastern Mediterranean. Their ambitions seemed boundless. For the church, this wasn't just a political threat. It was peril of faith itself. Christian lands were falling, and the Ottoman crescent loomed as it challenged to the cross. And that's really what this comes down to, guys, is this is a challenge to Christianity. All right. Just let that sink in for a minute, what's actually going on here. Because if the Ottoman Empire had succeeded, Christianity would be, I don't want to say it'd be no more, but it'd be small. Who knows what the world would look like today? Had Europe fallen in the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s, like what world would we be living in now? So anyway, so by 1570, the danger hit close to home. The Ottomans conquered Cyprus, a jewel of Catholic Venice, and churches were desecrated, faithful souls enslaved. It was a wound to Christendom's heart. Europe, though, was fractured. Kings and princes squabbled. The Reformation divided us, and unity seemed a distant dream. But God raised his shepherds in dark times. Pope Pius V, a saintly Dominican, looked out from Rome, saw the storm, and with a father's zeal, he called the nations to rally, not for pride or power, but for the defense of the gospel. So to really sum up here, so this is the Holy League, the Papal States, Spain. This is not them trying to go out and conquer lands. This is them just trying to defend what's left of Christendom after the Reformation and the Ottoman Empire trying to expand. This is not an offensive battle. This is not Christians trying to go out and persecute the Muslims, as some will tell you is it happened during this time period. This is clearly just the Ottoman Empire trying to squash Christendom and Christianity as a whole. Because as we know, the Muhammadans, it's a conquering religion. It's a religion of death. It is not a religion of love and peace, as people want to say. So, through prayer and persistence, Pius forged the Holy League. Spain, with its vast empire, Venice, the merchant queen, and the Papal States, and smaller allies. It was a miracle of unity, fragile but real. He chose Don John of Austria to lead, a young prince just 24, but aflame with Catholic devotion. Don John carried weight. The fleet they gathered was awe inspiring, over 200 galleys, uh, sleek and oar driven, and 6 galleasses, towering ships armed with cannons, tools of war, yes, but vassals of God's will. Facing them was the Ottoman Armada under Ali Pasha, 230 galleys, countless soldiers, a force that they had never tasted defeat. The odds were steep, but Pius V turned to heaven. He called all Christians to pray the Rosary, entrusting the battle to Our Lady, the Queen of Peace. So that's where the Our Lady of the Rosary and Our Lady of Success comes in, is because the Pope instructed everybody, hey, pray the Rosary. Entrust the battle to Our Lady to pray the Rosary. So that's exactly what the Catholic faithful did. And not just the people in the churches, but, the men in on the ships, they fought with rosaries in hand around their necks. They were praying it constantly. So it was not like this is just a few people gathered in churches. This was everybody, every Catholic. The order had been put out. All right. So now on October 7th, 1571, the morning sun glints on the waves of Lepanto, and the Holy League's fleet forms a line, a rampart of faith against the Ottoman tide. Don John kneels on the reel, his flagship, before a crucifix. His heart lifted in prayer aboard every ship, men clutch rosaries, their voices rising in supplication. The galleasses lumber forward, their cannons gleaming like instruments of divine wrath. Across the water, the Ottoman fleet advances, their crescent banners bold and defiant. The battle erupts with a roar, the galleasses fire, and cannonballs tear through the Ottoman line. This was no mere strategy, it was God confounding the proud. The enemy's the enemy's formation splinters. Their plan to overwhelm with archers and boarders thrown into chaos. In the center, Don John steers the reel toward Ali Pasha's Sultana. The ships collide, timbers groan, and a fierce struggle begins. Soldiers across clash with the Ottoman troops. Swords flash, muskets blaze, and the air thickens with smoke and the cries of the wounded. So, this was a huge naval battle. You need to picture the 500,000 ships out there, just cannons blazing, chains ripping through things, cannonballs. They're fighting with muskets and swords and spears. So this is like a heavy battle going on. So for hours, the fight teeters on a knife's edge. Blood stains the decks, but faith holds firm. Priests move among the men, offering absolution, their prayers mingling with the din. At last, Don John's crew storms the Sultana. Ali Pasha falls. Some say by musket ball, others by blade, but we know it was God's justice. His head raised on a pike becomes a sign. The Lord fights for his own, and the wings of battle sway. The Ottoman right nearly breaks through, but the League's resolve, bolsters by grace, stands fast, reinforcements rally, and the enemies falter. By late afternoon, the tide turns finally. Ottoman ships sink or flee, their once proud fleet in ruins. The tally is staggering. 80 ships sunk, 130 captured, 20,000 to 30,000 men lost to death, wounds, or chains. The Holy League mourns 8,000 fallen sons, brothers, martyrs, and 50 ships bear scars, but victory crowns the day. As the sun dips low, survivors kneeling in thanksgiving, their rosaries still in hand, This was no human triumph alone. It was a miracle sealed by the presence of the faithful. So yeah, 20 to 30 Ottomans dead, 80 ships sunk, and 130 captured, compared to 8,000 of the Holy League. And it says 50 ships bear scars. I don't know for certain that no ships were actually sunk, but I don't think ships were sunk. But I could be wrong on that. I don't want to. Don't quote me. So yeah, it was a fierce battle. The Ottomans, kind of like Malta, really thought they were going to come in with this direct plan and overwhelm them and board their ships and take them out in the hand to hand with swords and muskets and stuff. Again, they didn't think that this was going to go this way. They had the better ships. They're supposed to have the better fighters and the better army, or should I say navy in this instance. So yeah, this came as like a shock to them. And this is why the Pope instructed all Catholics to pray, because that was the only way we were going to win this one, was through the Lord's intercession. We weren't going to do it ourselves. So, yeah, like a lot of things in our lives, we are not going to get through them without intercession from the Lord. So, so yeah, and then after the battle, as night fell, a wave of joy swept Christendom. In Rome, Pope Pius V, who'd spent all day in prayer, proclaimed the victory before message even arrived. Tradition holds he saw in a vision a gift from God, his vicar. Across Europe, church bells rang. Today, Te Deums. I know how to pronounce that. I'm having trouble at the moment. Anyway, Te Deums echoed in cathedrals, and the faithful swept with gratitude. The Ottoman aura of invincibility laid broken. Their push into the Western Mediterranean stalled. For Venice and Spain, it was a shield for the church's flock, a safeguard for the Mass and the sacraments. Yet the true victory was spiritual. Pius V named October 7th the Feast of Our Lady of Victory. Later, Our Lady of the Rosary, honoring the weapon that won the day, the Rosary. Sailors swore they saw the Virgin above the fray, her mantles sheltering them. The Ottoman fleet rebuilt swiftly, true, and Cyprus stayed in their grasp. But Lepanto's light shone brighter than earthly gains. It proved God's fidelity. He hears the cries of his people, even when the world seems lost. So this moment rippled through time. Miguel de Chivates, a Catholic soldier wounded there, carried Lepanto's spear into Don Quixote, calling it the most notable and memorable event he'd witnessed. Artists painted Our Lady triumphant, poets praised her, the church grew bolder. For us, it's a testament when the faithful unite in prayer, no force can stand against God's will. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to say it other than that when the faithful gather together, nobody can stand against God's will. So, tamper. All right. So that's more or less the Battle of Lepanto, people. If you were unfamiliar with it. So if you were unfamiliar with it, that's kind of that. And the kind of wrap up is the Battle of Lepanto, a holy epic where the church faced the storm and prevailed. Over 200 galleys crashed, tens of thousands fought, and heaven answered. It's our story, a chapter of Catholic courage, written in blood and blessed by grace. Even every October 7th, we take up the rosary, joining those sailors and soldiers in prayer, honoring their sacrifice and Our Lady's love. Mm-hmm. So what does Lepanto teach us today? It's a call to trust, to kneel with Don John, to plead with Pius, to plead with Pius V, to face our own trials and unwavering faith. Imagine their hearts as the cannon's roared, fearful, yes, but lifted with hope. That's our inheritance. A church that endures, a mother who intercedes in a world still shadowed by doubt and division. Lepanto whispers, unite, pray, stand firm. Let's carry that flame forward. Rosaries in hand, trusting in God, through Mary, will lead us to victory. Here and in eternity, thank you, and may Our Lady of the Rosary bless us all. So yeah, that's kind of the story, guys, is trusting God, and ask for the intercession of Our Lady. Not something that I spend a lot of time talking about, but it is a vital part of Christianity. It is, the Lord wants us to go to His mother for intercession. It pleases Him. So, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you're only supposed to pray to Jesus." It's a different type of prayer. It's a different type of veneration. But it is pleasing to the Lord. So, ask for the Holy Mother's intercession. That's all I'm saying. The chat is awful quiet here. Yeah. So anyway, since I am smoking my Fulton Sheen pipe, I'll show that again for anybody who may have missed it. My venerable Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. His trademark signature, God loves you, Fulton J. Sheen. But since I'm smoking it, there's this, everybody needs to get this book. Just so you guys know. 365 Days of Inspiration. The Wisdom of Fulton J. Sheen. Or the Wisdom of Fulton Sheen. So it's you want to see the Cross of Malta? I don't want to show you the Cross of Malta. It's a secret. Yes, I will pull that up and show the Cross of Malta. Although I'm sure everybody knows what a Maltese cross looks like at this point. But just cause. Okay. Share that. So there would be the Maltese cross there. 8-sided cross. Or something like that. Or some people see it like that. But yes, that would be the Maltese cross. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up with that's good. One about a half hour. These are supposed to be shorter, half hour to 45-minute shows, so it's perfect timing. So February 25th. Yeah, these are there's one for every day. Inspiration quotes from Fulton Sheen, Archbishop Fulton Sheen, the Venerable Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Venerable Fulton Sheen, pray for us. I can't say. I mean, I guess I should probably. No, I won't do it. I'm going to do it with Emily since we both have these feelings for Fulton. But yes, we will do a show strictly about Archbishop Fulton Sheen. He was a godly man, a wonderful man, a man that led so many people to the faith. The first televangelist, if you will. So February 25th. Truth must be sought at all costs, but separate, isolated truths will not do. Truth is like life. It has to be taken on its entirety, or not at all. We must welcome truth even if it reproaches and inconveniences us, even if it appears in the place where we thought it could not be found. So truth must be sought at all costs. So yes, guys, get your 365 Days of Wisdom from Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen. Oh, well, thank you very much, Stax. Well, if you like it, I guess I'll keep doing it. I have my doubts sometimes. I'm like, man, should I really keep doing it? I've done it twice, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm any good at this. I don't know if I'm good at this by myself. But all right, thanks for the encouragement, sir. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So on those words, people, thank you very much for watching. Me and Emily will be back tomorrow with our normal Restore Christendom Wednesday show. I don't remember what we're going to talk about. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy this, make sure you hit a like if you're watching this on X, especially. But yeah, and then also subscribe to us at Restore Christendom on YouTube, Restore Christendom Show on Rumble and Kick, and then also at Christendom Show on X. But make sure you're following us somewhere. Drop a like on the videos if you like them. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimite nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.